Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dan Shepard. I'm joined by Manager Mouse.
Hi there.
Hi, Manager Mouse.
We have a new setup.
Oh, I know. We have really loud, I have really loud headphones now. We've got like an amplifier that Wobby Wob snuck in and put on the desk.
Very fancy.
Are you liking it more?
I have everyone turned down pretty low.
Yeah, you like to have no noise.
I don't like it when it's screaming in my ear, no.
Yeah,
myself or anyone else.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like it.
It's not for you.
Mm-mm.
You know who is for you?
Who?
Adam Brody.
He is.
Oh, Adam Brody. He's an actor, a writer, and a producer. You know him. He's so damn cute and talented. He was on The OC, Gilmore Girls, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and of course, Chips.
Of course. He was so good in it.
Oh, the best part. And he has a new movie out called The Kid Detective that I've only seen the trailer, but which is a phenomenal trailer. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to get the link and watch it. So please enjoy Adam Brody. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. You know, I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting. It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
You know, the reason I was late, I want to apologize. I should have had my coffee prepared at 11 a.m. on the dot. And I didn't, and I'll tell you why, because as I was reading about you, I kept thinking like, oh my God, that's right, he was in Lovelace. And then I would be like, I want to watch some of Lovelace. So I was like watching trailers of weird shit, and I just kind of got distracted. But ultimately, because I like you.
Yeah, and if in fairness, you were probably 1 minute late.
Okay, thank you so much. Can we start by saying, and maybe this is one-sided, but I don't think so, we just genuinely like each other so much, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, for not spending a ton of time together, I know that I always cherish every time I get to sit down and chat with you.
I appreciate that. I remember when you first introduced yourself to me, it was at a premiere for something, and you came up and we started talking about Strange Angel, the Jack Parsons book written by George Pendle. And anyway, you were just always unfailingly nice to me, and then you cast me in your movie years later, so...
Or slash bagged you to do it for very little money.
No, that's not true. We reached out and said, you want to give him this part? And he said, would he do it? And we said, of course.
Well, I think what's helped is we have connective tissue, which is your agent, Kevin. I'm friends with through my wife's stylist, Nicole Chavez, who's the best
Yes.
stylist on the planet. And so we know them very well. And then I think
Yeah.
I knew through Kevin that you like that book. And it's a very, I guess it's like a litmus test book, right? If someone's into that book, I think I'm going to just assume they're a very interesting person. Tell us about Strange Angel.
So I had the rights to this book for like 7 years, 8 years, tried to get it made as a movie. It's a, biography about this guy, Jack Parsons, who was a rocket scientist. He pretty much invented rocket fuel out of his garage. He's a home-trained explosives expert in Los Angeles in the 30s, 40s, and then blew himself up and died in his garage in the 50s.
Spectacularly, right? Like that the blast was heard blocks away.
Yes. Yeah. And simultaneously while doing that and being in this ragtag outfit offshoot of Caltech, inventing rocket fuel that got co-opted into being the first jet propellers to help World War II planes take off from short runways and aircraft carriers and stuff. Anyways, he did that while simultaneously getting very involved in Thelema, which was like a black magic outfit worldwide. And a major part of that was sex magic. So he's this devotee of sex magic and explosives.
He's basically Ted Nugent.
I suppose so.
Modern day Ted Nugent.
One of the things I loved about it that's not as thematically important, but it just, in terms of LA history, it just touched on every great thing of LA history. L. Ron Hubbard figures prominently into it as a romantic and intellectual rival early on. And formidable, like when he's young and formidable. Not that he wasn't formidable when he was older. But anyways, it touched on all this great stuff, and we were trying to make the movie for a while, and it was going to be like a $10 million. I couldn't see it less than $10 million, which is very hard. And
yeah, because you're going to have to do the science aspect, and you're going to have to do the period piece aspect. There's a lot of hurdles that you can't shoot it for $1 million.
No.
Can I add a couple things about him too that I love?
Shoot.
I think we would all imagine that the birth of rocket science and jet propulsion laboratory was like people who had graduated with degrees in that and then became employed. But of course, there were no degrees. And this guy was he was super into science fiction, and he was kind of like a model rocketeer, right? He was like blowing shit up in these arroyos in Pasadena. And as you say, you find out this awesome history of Pasadena, which is,
Yes.
It was kind of like the sexy playground for people on the East Coast in the winter. So the Wrigley family. So there was these mansions. And yeah, what a juicy ass. Oh, fuck. Pause for 1 second.
Sure.
Hi, Monica Padman.
Hi.
Hi there.
Oh, they're not plugged in. Hold on. I got to do one more silly thing.
Sorry,
Adam really stumbled into a technically adverse episode of the show.
Sorry.
Okay, we're full party mode now.
Nice. Hello.
Hi.
Have you ever met Adam?
No, I
No.
have not.
Well, you were both in Chips. I thought maybe that you had bumped into each
We
other.
didn't cross paths.
No, I didn't know that. Oh, cool.
Can I say that? I hope this doesn't offend you, but
It sounds like it will.
Adam was the best part of Chips.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question he was the best part of Chips, and I tend to publicly state that in numerous different ways.
Okay, good.
I don't know about that, but I did have like the two best jokes in it. One, getting shot in the arm a second time, and two, hitting the people with a car or with a Winnebago, not me, but saying
funny.
they're paparazzi. It's fine. Those are solid. That's solid joke and a solid gag.
Yeah, you were basically the king of the payoff. Like there was all these setups, and then you just kept getting to pay everything, like wrap everything up the third time.
We're set up for success. That's true.
Well,
But you
let me
nailed it.
say, we haven't talked about. I don't think I've seen you, but I haven't talked about your show yet. I'm a huge fan. I listen to it a lot.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
It's so funny because as soon as I dialed in, I was like, why doesn't Adam have a podcast? You're the kind of the perfect person to have one. Or do you have one?
I don't have one, and I don't know.
But let me paint the other pictures for why I think you'd be a great candidate for a really compelling podcast. But we were just now talking about Jack Parsons.
Marvel Whiteside Parsons, I believe, was his full real name.
Oh my God, you have an encyclopedic knowledge of him. So the foundation for why we liked each other so much is he had read this book, Strange Angel, and I had too. And almost no one's read the book. And if you like it, I guess I assume about you, you're interested in just very eclectic weirdos like I am, because the guy was so weird. And we were just talking about that he was very obsessed with sex magic. He invented modern rocket propulsion. He blew himself up in his garage.
That's right. We talked about him on a previous episode.
Yeah. And he had some friendship with Aleister Crowley. Is that as well?
That Aleister Crowley was the leader of Thelema, if I'm saying it right. And so, yeah, he was like his, spiritual godfather.
And then some orgies, right? They had orgies.
orgies were the thing. It was you derived a lot of your power from sex. It was weird. I wasn't looking to like try and produce a starring vehicle for myself that was in many ways like a sex film. But it's just like that's
Worked out.
that's what happened.
It'd be dishonest to ignore that part, is what I'd argue.
It'd be crazy. And I mean, I thought the link between rocket fuel and explosions and orgasm, there's a lot there. And also like they're dreaming of having man escape the planet when people thought like, oh, rockets can't even work in space. There's no air, so there's no vacuums. There's no way to propel yourself.
Right.
So just like he was very into early sci-fi, and in terms of LA history, the Clifton's Cafeteria in downtown Los Angeles, and I don't know if it was the 30s, 40s, I guess then it was like Isaac Asimov, and just a cross-section of all the most famous early sci-fi writers. I think that's where he also ended up crossing paths with L. Ron.
And so have you listened to the podcast, Monica, what is it about
one?
the Black Dahlia murder?
Oh,
No.
You haven't? What is it? Root of Evil. Adam, listen to, when you're done here,
sweet.
or maybe even leave this interview now
yeah.
and listen to it, because it coincides so perfectly with all that stuff, which is this guy who ironically lived 4 doors down from where we're currently at in the Mayan house. Do you know that house? Have you ever been to it on
I
Franklin?
haven't been to it, but is it like a Lloyd Wright house or?
Yeah, I think it's his son designed it. So this guy owned it, and he was the head of the STD program for LA County Health. And so he was in this crazy position where he knew info about all kinds of the city's leaders who had gonorrhea, who had this and that.
Oh, wow.
He was a doctor with very questionable morals, and he became obsessed with surrealism, which kind of overlaps nicely with all that occult stuff of the same time period. And he ended up killing this woman and positioning her body in a manner that was later found out to be an exact replica of an image in one of his favorite surrealist paintings. And he was trying to show these surrealist painters that he worshipped that he was even next level, that he would do this in real life. But same kind of crazy fun LA history.
Is that the Black Dahlia one you're talking about? That is
Yes,
the,
so they
oh wow, yeah.
They know now who he was, and he was this doctor who had this bizarre motivation of being recognized as a surrealist artist. And again, the history, the Frank Lloyd Wright of it.
Let me pitch. All right, let me just follow that one thing. My Dark Place is the James Ellroy book where he's trying to solve his own mother's murder. She was killed in the 50s, very much like the Black Dahlia. She was strangled in her car, something horrible. And he has this weird relationship with women. It's one of 2 nonfiction books he's written. The other one is more recently about the same stuff. But he teams up with a cop. It's in the 90s. He teams up with a retired detective and tries to solve his mother's murder that really got him fascinated with the Black Dahlia. And it's really good.
Oh, so
this is the same story.
This is identical, because this, in real life, a very decorated LA detective was the son of the Black Dahlia murderer. And he kind of heard
The
this
one that
rumor,
exposed
and he
it.
set out to exonerate his father, and then kind of discovered, no, there's no exoneration to be done here. He did do it. So that's, wow.
What's it called again?
Root of Evil.
Root of Evil. Cool. I'll check it out. Coming to TBS starring me.
It gets gnarly dark. Okay, so this is great, because what immediately is exposed about you in this 10 minutes of talking to you is you're super smart. You can retain, I would say, on an encyclopedic level, details
God, that's
and
a
facts.
lot of credit. I don't.
No.
Thank you.
But it begs the question, which is what I had when I knew I was going to talk to you, is you were a shitty student, right? So you grew up in San Diego, and you kind of were a crappy student. And having read that about you and then knowing you personally, I have to imagine, did you have a learning disability like myself?
No, I think I was just very wildly uninspired, and I don't want to blame like the schools I went to exactly, but I just kind of sat in the back of the class. I surfed a lot in high school, like before school, so I literally slept through a lot of, I can sleep pretty well, like pretty quickly. I can power down. I could fully fall asleep with my head up in my hands on the desk. And so, yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, it just didn't click with me. I mean, no disrespect. I can remember like one teacher's name in my entire through high school. Most people can name a lot of their teachers, and it didn't have an impact on me.
How about ADHD? Do you have any ADHD qualities?
Well, I don't know the total definition of that, but certainly a little OCD tendencies. I'm a huge fidgeter. I'll find myself fingering the remote for no reason in a pattern, and
Yes.
and I find myself, we have a baby now. We have an older daughter too, and I'll be holding him and I'll be bouncing him, and she'll go like, "You don't need to bounce him." I'm like, "This is for me. I need to bounce him. It feels good to me. Let me work it out."
This isn't for him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny. So I do a weird pattern thing on my fingers. So I go pinky, ring, middle, index, and then back down. And I have to double click on either bookend of that. And that's just kind of a weird thing. Do you do any kind of repetitive hand stuff?
In the car, for some reason, and again, Leighton always makes fun of me. Two things I do. One's not OCD, but anyways, in the car, I'll want to change the rear view mirror a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's always not perfect and I want it a little better, but if I move it like with my whole hand, it's going to overcorrect. So I just tap it with the finger. I just give it a tap.
Oh, wow, what a system.
Yeah, to just a little imperceptible shift. And I won't even be, it's not premeditated. I'm not even really conscious I'm doing it.
Sure.
And then this isn't quite OCD, but I talk to myself a lot. I just have past conversations. I'm going to walk around later today and talk to you about this conversation, either things I said or could have said, and I'll get caught a lot. And so, mostly it's under my breath, but it's still, I'm mouthing it, and she'll catch me and literally go, "Who are you talking to?" And the most embarrassing, but it's still a joke around our house. This is years ago. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, I'd rather not. She's like, "Just tell me, who are you talking to?" It's like, I was calming a horse. Don't ask me how I got there, but I was talking to a horse. And now my daughter knows Leighton catches me on it, so now she thinks it's fun to bust me on it. Goes, "Who are you talking to?"
Isn't it wonderful how quickly your daughter becomes your second wife? I was just in Michigan, and somehow my daughter overheard me telling my wife that I had gone to 4 cider mills and ate 28 donuts with my friend Aaron. I only ate 14. And then also I was vaping, because why the fuck not? I'm in Michigan. And so my daughter busted me on both those things, and I got probably 9 Marco Polos within 2 hours. "Daddy, you cannot eat like that. That's not how you eat. And I see that you have that green thing, and you're supposed to not vape. You told me you weren't going to vape when you were there." So just getting blasted. And I'm like, great, now there's 2 co-pilots, and Delta's probably about to be old enough to be a third.
I love it so far anyway. Last OC thing I do, I you can see me on video, and I have a beard now, and it's just a gift to my fingers, and they'll be in it all day.
I have a lot of hair touching as well.
Monica's very compulsive in her thinking. Obsessive compulsive. I guess maybe right. Obsessive's the operative
more
word.
obsessive than compulsive, I would say.
What's these though? I'm trying to think if I can think of some compulsive stuff. Yeah, some like, will you pick your face or anything? And you shouldn't be, but you just keep at it.
That's just human, right?
Okay, that's just human. All right, so she has human levels of compulsion. Also, you're a drummer, which I discovered today, which I don't think I knew previously. And I too am a drummer. I'm a very average drummer.
Me too. Even saying I play the drums, but being a drummer is definitely a misnomer. I would never claim to be a drummer, but.
Oh, you might like this. One time, I don't know why this came up, but Chris and I we were watching the last Christopher Nolan movie, Dunkirk, right? And I said, and just in the middle of the movie, I leaned over to her and I said, if Christopher Nolan and I went on a news show in Detroit, they might introduce both of us as directors, and that would just not be, it would be so incomplete and so offensive to him.
Well, it's kind of like an actor, on one hand you grapple with like, am I an artist?
Yeah.
I mean, I do make creative choices for a living, but where does that line stop? Because I can think of some actors I wouldn't necessarily classify as artists, and then some I definitely would.
Yeah.
Are all actors artists?
I've always wrestled with ever calling myself an artist. I don't think I'm in that category. I'm more like a blue collar kind of get it done.
I guess I would say more of an entertainer myself. I mean, if I had to,
I can live with that for sure. Okay, so you grew up in San Diego, and Dad was an attorney and Mom was a graphic designer. What type of attorney was Dad? Good old Dad.
He worked for Security Pacific, a bank, and then he was just he was like a litigator, never trial, never, Okay. I got to preface this all by like, my parents are for sure going to listen to this.
Okay,
so
great.
There's that color on top of it.
So hi.
Hi guys.
Let's start with saying how much you love them. You just love them, right?
I love them to pieces, as will be evidenced by this tribute I'm about to pay. My dad then was a general counsel for like a community college. I don't think I'm talking out of turn when I say never seem to love it.
No, but let's just be fair and say I've known dozens of lawyers. They all hate that job. Every lawyer.
Yeah.
In fact, I did a movie one time with a comedian who had been what do they call it? A trademark attorney, it doesn't matter. He had been an attorney and then quit and became a stand-up. And then I was in a movie with him and I said, wow. And I was broke at the time. It was my first thing I'd been in. And I was like, I can't believe you quit being a lawyer. And he goes, you know what's funny? Every lawyer who I tell I quit and became a stand-up, not one has ever asked, why'd you do that?
Right.
But every layperson does.
Right.
It's a hard time suck of a job.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's clearly so many different avenues and branches of it, and I think he was in a particularly dry corporate kind of middle of the road branch. And I think he even, if I have my history correct, it's been 20 years since we've talked about it, but I think he did it to avoid the draft.
Okay, sure.
Went to law school to be a good Jewish boy, but also to avoid the draft. So that's what he did. But what I took from it a little was, I don't think I want to do it. And inadvertently, I kind of rebelled against it because it didn't seem appealing.
It wasn't sexy enough for you.
No.
Did he have a point of view of like, yeah, I played it safe, why don't you go crazy? Or did he very much have the same fears for you?
No, he had a very much like old-fashioned, understandably, I mean, I wasn't a kid actor, just get good grades. I'll leave you alone if you just get good grades. And I was just like, I can't do it. We had a pretty contentious relationship through high school. And then I decided to be an actor like at the spur of a moment. I was just like, I'm going to try this thing when I was 18. I was like, I'm going to move up to LA for a year, just try this thing with a friend. I'll be back. He was scratching his head. He wasn't super pissed, but definitely...
it didn't seem like a well-laid plan.
No, and had every reason to be skeptical. And then I actually found success pretty fast, remarkably fast, at least as I defined success at that time. And then he was my biggest champion right away. And as he said to me since, I learned a lot. I learned that there's many unconventional ways. I have two younger brothers, and I think both my parents have been much more supportive of their journeys, whatever they may be, because of it.
Well, now that you have kids, you immediately see how differently you raise the second from the first. Like the first, it's 1,000% of your attention and energy at all times. And then when the second one comes, that's not available because there's already a first one. So it's like you quickly realize this birth order thing, and you being the oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they were the most worried about you.
Yeah. And yet the second one seems happier. I don't know if that's universal, but
I'm a second one.
Well, I don't even mean me. I mean, even my kids. I mean, both my kids are very happy, but it's like, the baby comes out like the second one going like, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Do your thing. I know you're busy. I'm just watching.
Yeah. Did Dad go to U of M law school?
Yeah.
So very smart guy. And then did Mom go? Did they meet in college?
My mom went to Michigan State. My mom was 16. My dad was 19. Mm-hmm. I guess they got together and broke up every year for they got together in summer because he would come home for summer and then break up for the year. And then a short 3 years later, they got married. And then all of their friends, like their best friends, just coincidentally all moved west to San Diego or LA or San Francisco. But weirdly, mostly San Diego, not planned, just organic exodus.
That is interesting. So it sounds like you and I have a similar thing as well, which is like I'll be in interviews with co-stars, right? And they'll say like, when did you know you wanted to be an actor? And generally the people we act with are like 8, 9, 10. I always...
Yeah.
I was confused by that answer solely because I'm from Detroit and I'd never met a working actor. I'm just like, how would you even think that was possible? But aside from that, so I had a certain arrogance, and I don't know how to explain it, which is like I did not want to be an actor. Yet I constantly practiced being interviewed by David Letterman in my mirror. So did you have any level of like self-importance like I did? Like, of course I'll go to LA and give that a shot.
I didn't. I mean, it's funny. There's a brief period in like 6th grade where I flirted with it. Like it was kind of seeing kids my age do it. Seeing Macaulay Culkin made me go like, oh. And it was between like the slapstick, and it's funny because I think almost tonally it's maybe a little where I ended up, but like the slapstick of Macaulay Culkin and the like James Dean-ness of River Phoenix. Oh, and I was like, oh, I'm attracted to both of those. Yeah. And that seems really cool. And I asked my parents, and this was at the time when I thought like, it was conventionalism, and like if you want to be a professional actor, you start modeling in JCPenney catalogs and you go from there or whatever. Yeah. And I said like, oh, I kind of want to try acting. How could I do that? And they said, well, we work full time. We can't drive you up to LA for auditions, but you should do a play or something. And I said, okay. And so I signed up for like my suburban community theater to be in Inherit the Wind. And it was an adult play. And I just played the newspaper boy. And I think I went to a bunch of rehearsals for like 2 lines.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember the performance. I just remember like going, this is a lot of work and I don't do anything. And I just put it out of my mind and never even like flirted with it as a possibility for the next 6 years of my life. And then on a whim, I had a roommate surf buddy when we were 18, and I was so aimless. I blew off a state school I got into, and I was like, I just want to do community college because I just want to take 2 courses and just do it real slow. And like, I don't know what I want to be, and I'll have all this time to surf and it'll be great. And then it was so anticlimactic, and I was so bored by that by September. And I was working at Blockbuster at the time, so I was getting more influence again by movie. I was, had more of a focus on movies. And my friend, who was older, was like 3 years older than me, had a former San Diego surf friend who had moved up to LA with his parents. And he had done, at the time, which seemed like wild success in acting. I mean, the top of the credits are a guest star bad guy on the Power Rangers. But it was like, I had we had such low ambition. I'm kind of proud of that blue collar aspect of like.
Me too.
I wasn't about the work. I auditioned very early on for Blues Clues when it was coming out. And it was like, this would be amazing if I could be this guy. Did you too?
Hold on.
Intersection.
Hold on. So I basically got the role to replace whoever the original Blues Clues guy. I can't remember if he aged out or he had a scandal, or I can't remember, but they replaced him, and I was gonna get Blues Clue. I can't even pronounce it. Right when I got punked. I mean, like if the timing had gone even like a week different, I would have been on Blues Clues. Yeah,
and stoked, right?
Hey, I just wanted to see myself on TV. I got interviewed one time in Traverse City on the news at the cherry seed spitting contest because I had won, and that to me was so exhilarating. So if I could have just repeated that, like saw myself on TV, I would have been pumped. And then yes, I would. The notion of making money to do that after 10 years of being in LA, I wasn't like bummed to get the Blues Clues job. It just luck had it that I got punked at the same time.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
We did an exploratory visit. We're like, let's go up, stay with him for our friend and his mom for a day, 2 nights, and we'll just see if LA is for us. And then we'll come back in a month and grab an apartment and just, I don't know, dive in, go to a class or whatever. And I'm 19 and this is 1998. And so you would have all your VHSs from the student films that you auditioned for in the Backstage West to build your reel, to get, to get an agent and stuff.
Did you ever go to someone's weird apartment to like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would.
And so he showed us. We did a little tape viewing. Like he lived in Marina Del Rey, and like I just remember watching the tapes. I remember the 2 are his guest star on the Power Rangers, and then this black and white student film where he's a kid getting anally raped by his dad. And still thinking, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I would die
to be anally raped
on film, like, to have this
forever.
And then I remember, and then he took us up to the Sunset Strip, and we're going up to Sunset Strip, and we see like John Popper from Blues Traveler just walking up the street on our right. Ooh. And then we go to the Coffee Bean, get my first ice blend, and we're like, sold.
This is so 98, man. You just painted such a picture for me. Also, like Swingers is out around that time, right? So
Swingers
you're like,
is one of the most influential movies in my life for a lot of reasons.
Something about going, oh, that's kind of my life. I go to these parties in the hill. You can't find parking.
Yeah.
I just felt like, oh, even though I'm failing at this acting thing, that's pretty cool. I'm immersed in this world.
Well, quick Swinger story. So when I was working at Blockbuster, I saw it, and it didn't even register with me. I think I was like, oh, that's cool, and it didn't land with me at all. I moved up to LA, and like I said, I did have some success pretty early, but I was like 19, 20. I didn't know anyone. It took me like 3 years to really meet some friends and be working consistently where I was like kind of busy, not mostly hanging out at the Beverly Center by myself. And I rediscovered Swingers, and I was like feeling like this is a very unglamorous and kind of sad life I'm living, lonely particularly.
Oh, yeah.
And went like, oh my God, this is the most glamorous, coolest thing you can do. I watched it 1,000 times. Like, I know all these spots, and I'm going to go to all these spots more. Vince Vaughn became my like acting idol for the next 5 years. I'm just going to copy him as much as possible. I literally did the OC mostly because Doug Liman directed the pilot.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, well, he's my favorite.
Yeah, this is going to have some edge.
Yeah, so that influenced me a lot.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We get support from Skims. Oh man, do I love Skims. I've been living in the Skims lightweight cotton collection all summer, and I have to tell you, getting dressed has become so easy. I just throw it on. It just feels right immediately, whether I'm grabbing coffee or I'm on the couch all day or I'm out, even going to dinner. The cotton is so lightweight and breathable, which in this heat is a non-negotiable. The cotton jersey t-shirt, I just need everyone to know about this one. This one hugs in all the right places. It's very soft and it still looks and fits the same after months of washing, which is very hard to do, I feel, with t-shirts. I've been wearing the black cotton jersey t-shirt with basically everything all summer long. It goes great with any pattern skirt or shorts or pants. I mean, anything, truly. I believe that's probably my favorite piece from the cotton collection, but they also have great lightweight cotton thongs that are so comfortable and they're cute. That is a very, very hard mix to achieve, especially with undergarments. I feel if you can find some that are cute, but also comfortable and do the job, that is a win. And Skims has really, really figured that out with the lightweight cotton collection. Shop Skims cotton and all of my favorite pieces at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select Armchair Expert in the drop-down menu that follows.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. We've talked before about Rob building our website on Squarespace, and I bring it up again because it's a perfect example of what they do well. Rob had all the pieces, the content, the vision, the ideas, but he needed something to actually take all that and make it public facing. And Squarespace was that bridge. Maybe you're in the same spot. You've been developing something, a business, a skill set, a body of work, and it's been private. It's been yours, but at some point you're ready to put it out there, and that transition from private to public can feel like a huge leap. Squarespace makes it feel like a step. Beautiful templates, built-in SEO, email campaigns, scheduling, analytics, everything you need to go from I've been working on this to here it is, come find me. All in one place, no code, no stitching together a bunch of different tools. So if you've been sitting on something and waiting for the right moment, this might be it. Head to squarespace.com/DAX for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DAX to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about: sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And, I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold. So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models, so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply. Yeah, so you start working a bunch and you're on Gilmore Girls as a love interest, and that's a big thing, right? You're on a hit show that you can tune in and watch. That's got to be one of the first kind of really fun things.
Honestly, I'd had some fun before. One of the most fun things I did earlier than that was an MTV show that we did 13 episodes of in like 3 months, but somehow because of their weird contracts, I was on for 2.5 years. And it kind of kept me out of, really, the OC was the first time I got free that pilot season to do like a pilot season.
I had the same contract on Punk'd. Yeah.
Right, I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've aged out of it, so the teen stuff isn't on my radar now. And I know they make a lot of it, but I still have to imagine the early 2000s and the late 90s were the golden era of like teen movies and shows and everything. And so it felt like I got scooped up into that world pretty fast. And even by the time I did Gilmore Girls, I've been doing this for 3 years and like a bunch of teen stuff. Anyways, that MTV show was just a full-on American Pie, the series. But I was, one of the leads on it, and it was a blast. So I felt like a veteran, weirdly, of
that makes sense.
Of teen television by then,
Yeah, that totally makes sense. You did Growing Up Brady, which I only bring it up because weirdly, we just interviewed Kaylee Cuoco yesterday, who was also in that. Do you remember being in that with her?
I sure do, yeah. That was I'll never have a job that felt like as much of a leap forward as that job. I moved to LA like 2 weeks before my 19th birthday. No acting experience, no agent, anything. And I celebrated my 20th birthday on the set of the Paramount lot, being the lead of this like NBC TV movie, that probably had a $5 million budget or something. I don't know. It was like, had a big crew and I got that. It's not that anything changed for me.
Were you number one on the call sheet?
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
exciting.
Yeah.
I was like, it was kind of the saddest thing ever. I mean, I still remember driving through the gates of the Paramount lot every day for 4 weeks going, is this real? And then it ended and I didn't know Annie. It was so sad because I was like, I don't know if I'll ever work again. And I made friends there and now I don't know Annie. Back to like knowing nobody. But she was 14 when we did that and I was 19.
Okay.
Even though we're love interests in it, and it's like far too sexual for a 14-year-old.
Sure. Today it wouldn't be made the same way.
No, it wouldn't. I don't think the camera would linger in quite the same way.
They'd be out a little quicker.
But it was a good experience at the time.
I was curious because you clearly must have read Barry, who was Mike Brady.
Was that the oldest? No, Barry Williams was Greg.
Oh, okay. Maybe Mike was the dad. Anyways, the
Mike
oldest
was the dad. Yeah.
Okay, so Greg Brady wrote the book. Who's Barry?
Yeah.
Isn't the history of that show a little bit bonkers? Ooh. Like, did Greg make love to the mom?
No, he tells it, and I don't know how if he's embellishing or sanitizing, but but he was in love with Maureen, the oldest sister, the actress, kind of off and on the whole time. She kind of played him hot and cold. They had a romance, they kissed, but then she maybe broke his heart a little. And the mom, feeling sorry for him, if I remember correctly, took him out on a pity date and gave him a very sweet kiss on the cheek, somewhat romantic.
Okay, so not coitus. No, okay.
No, but I don't know.
Okay, so let's talk about the OC for a minute, because knowing you and all these conversations we've had, generally just so people can know, this is what you and I talk about, I think, from my perspective. I clearly remember one like sitting on a stoop in downtown LA, just going through like the decision-making process when you're an actor and like kind of evaluating opportunities and trying to stay on some trajectory and then maybe overthinking it and sometimes underthinking it and all, and just kind of the stress of that. And what I gleaned immediately from you is that you're just very mindful. So, and maybe by your own admission, maybe sometimes too mindful, like too concerned about what this thing's building up to, as opposed to like, I don't know, just doing shit sometimes. Is that a good summation of our?
Yeah, very much. I mean, we're talking about it every day of like, well, I mean, you got to assess every opportunity that comes your way and goes like, what's it for me in the moment practically, but also how does it get me to the next thing or get me closer or farther away from that, whatever that is. And I'm mostly the same guy and have the same mindset that I had 20 years ago when I started, but I've loosened up, to be sure.
There's a lot of different motivations, right? One is like, you don't want to take yourself out. Like you just want some sustainability and some longevity.
I would say the biggest thing I've learned over this is that that's the worst thing you can do. You know, few actors besides Daniel Day-Lewis can afford to be like, I'm out for 10 years. I'll be back. You'll want me. It's and even more coveted because I've been gone. Almost everyone else except the select brilliant few need to stay visible. And I kind of thought like, well, if you have a spotless record, then you're still pitching a no-hitter or whatever, you know, and it's like not the case.
It's just impossible to navigate in that you're forced to look at other people's trajectory and maybe to kind of map on your skill set to theirs and think, well, they did it this way, so maybe I should do it that way. And really none of it's all that applicable, but it feels like it. You have nothing else to kind of base these decisions on other than like, well, who do I admire and what did they do?
Yeah, very much. It's weird. It all works out. You know, it's like most of the things you do, you don't regret, and most of the things you didn't do, you don't regret.
Yeah, or as I say often, the things that went exactly as I had hoped didn't bear the fruit that I was certain it would.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the things I was reluctant to do, say parenthood, turns out to be probably the best thing for sustaining me.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm wrong. I found out more often than that I'm wrong when I get my way.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a lot of wiggle room with the OC. That was when I had a lot of maybe the most like, hey, they're going to offer you some studio stuff. But we filmed that show like 9.5 months a year. So for starters, it was like, I can do one thing in this one window if it shoots in that window and it's small enough. So like, even though I had all this capital or heat or whatever, it was very hard to spend it, number one. And number two, as much as I liked that show creatively, I knew it was a teen show. I was 23 when I started, somewhat reluctantly to go back to high school for like, because the cool thing to do was to be an adult, you know? So I was like, if I'm doing this in the day, I want to be very careful and make sure that whatever else I do differentiates and I can live or die with it. And it's just, you know, it speaks for me 1,000,000%. And there's a few opportunities, nothing I regret too much, but I was probably a little too precious, you know? And now it's literally liberating to have a family and go, I need to make money. And now I can just do stuff for money, because the truth is I don't want to put bad stuff out in the world. I want to make sure that like what I'm doing has, if any effect, a positive one besides entertainment, but even just, you know, they're all stories are messages to coded messages too. And I want them to be good ones, but like, I can separate what I love as an artist, if you will, or what the art I love from like what I'm going to go do. I can have fun and crap.
I think the lesson you can also learn at times, I've overthought stuff and I'm like, I don't want to be on that show. I don't like that show, right? I've worked on a show I didn't like. But then I had to remind myself, well, the people that watch the show love the show. So I guess my fear of like people who have my taste will see me in this thing that is not my taste. Yeah. Well, guess what? They're not going to see you in that because they're not fans of that show. So that's a weird aspect of it too.
There is a very real thing though. That said, and you know, and my wife and I talk about all the time, there's a very real thing of like, there is a cool club.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And I've never felt, I've dipped my pinky in it kind of, but like I felt always on the outs. You want to fight and be there if you can, but at the same time, you got to go to work. And like I said, visibility is better than invisibility. And it's fun. You make a great living. It's like you won the lottery. I mean, all this said, like not a day goes by that I don't audibly say how lucky we are. And I can't believe we won the lottery of getting to do this for a living and play for a living.
Well, that's why I wanted to have this conversation before we talked about the OC, because I would never want someone to interpret anything we're going to talk about as a lack of gratitude, because that's not really it. It's you can be horrendously grateful for the thing you have and also appropriately concerned that you might not get to do it ever again because of the gold cage you're in. So for you and I'm 5 years older than you. We grew up with 90210. You couldn't be bigger. Like I would have cut off an arm to be on that show. And then we started working in an era where we realized like, I don't see those people much anymore. I loved them all and I didn't see them get to work a whole bunch, or at least
Johnny Depp being the only exception.
Right. Yeah. Maybe the only one who and through again, a force of nature I don't have. I can't be
right. Sure.
Fucking Jack Sparrow. I can't do that. So yeah, unless you're him, man, the data would suggest that it's a little dangerous to be on a show that gets such a huge youth following. And for you, I wonder, you've always been cute. Did people think you were as cute in high school as they did on that show? Was that a transition? I mean, because you really did become a teen idol, right? Like LA Times called you TV's sexiest geek. That's such a unique experience.
Yeah, no, I backdoored it into like hunkdom, you know, like
Hunkdom.
Yeah. No, I didn't. You know, I have plenty of vanity, you know, and I really do. I mean, this is an embarrassing thing, but like, I've always been able to stare in a mirror for a long time. Like, even as a very young kid, like, I remember just like, I'll be in the bathroom for an hour. I'll just see you guys later.
Taking it in.
So that's weird, but it wasn't necessarily awe at my beauty. It was just fascinated by like my face.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't thinking any bigger than like, okay, you've got Ryan Phillippe, and I know you did last summer on one hand. He's like your hunk. And then you got Jason Biggs doing the comedy in American Pie. Like, I'd gladly do either of those, and they're both goals. But I wasn't dead set on being
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah, at all. And then even the OC, like, I had no vanity about it. I mean, he was the dweeb, and I was like, great. And I think I can make this loose, and I'll have a fun time with it, and it'll be whatever it is. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But I had no problem playing the bottom, if you will.
Well, here's my really only question about that is you often can know things intellectually, right? Like, so you clearly knew intellectually that you were maybe a teen idol, but was there any experiential aspect of that? Because probably not, right? You're just living in LA and you're going to work and you're in your bubble.
No,
you're
such a bubble at that time, you know, 2003 that came out, pre-social media. We're filming in Manhattan Beach, which might as well be another planet. You know, the stages down there are off on their own. I was dating my co-star. We were only hanging out with like people on her friends, my friends, and people, and the bubble around the show. And I mean, literally, my agent at the time, still my agent, Kevin, married our costumer, who's now Nicole, who is now Kristen's, does her styling. So it was a fully contained ecosystem. And so I did a few things for voting. You know, we do a few for the couple of elections that came around then. And so I did some college stuff. I was in a band for a minute. We did like one little summer tour and could draw a crowd just based on the show, obviously. And so I was familiar with it, but I never felt so inundated like, oh, this is like the Beatles or I can't get a break. I don't even remember like really being hounded by photographers or anything. It all seemed to be a little removed.
Yeah.
The one thing, it wasn't teen idoldom, but I did have some opportunity, very little, but I wasn't ready for it at the time. I'm pretty new to movies. I'm new to reading books. And like, I'm in a room alone with Dustin Hoffman on a general. Like, what do I have to offer? You know? And things like that, where I'm like, well, no, I still wouldn't blow him away, but at least I could like come up with an idea or something. I'd have something to say to the guy.
Okay. This is another incredible parallel. I too, way before I deserved to be, I was attached to a movie with Dustin Hoffman. And so what it amounted to is me meeting him at the Coral Tree Cafe.
That's where I met him.
Oh, that's his favorite restaurant.
Yeah, meeting him there and having breakfast. And I think I still smoked then. And he was like telling me how I could quit smoking. I got along great with him. And then Sean Levy came on to potentially direct this thing. And there was a moment where Sean said, let's have a read through of the script, like a table read. Great. So I go there. And at the end of the table read, we go into Dustin's office and Sean's like, look, this script isn't there, which I don't even have a barometer for. I don't know if that thing went good or bad or whatever. But he and Dustin seem to know that we are attached to a stinker. So the meeting then transitions into Sean saying that moment in Rain Man, when you touch foreheads with Tom Cruise, was that in the script or was that improvised? And Dustin starts recreating the scene, and I'm seated next to him on the couch, and now I'm in the role of Tom Cruise. And before I know it, I'm like just leaning forward and I'm touching heads with Dustin Hoffman. And I just remember having like seen the whole scene from far above my head thinking, how the fuck am I on a couch reenacting this scene in Los Angeles? I mean, who cares if that movie ever got made? I just remember leaving there going like, I guess the movie's not going to happen, but holy shit, I just reenacted a scene.
Oh, that's great. And every time I do that and I have that out of body experience, I'm also like, shit, you're offering nothing right now. You're the most uninteresting fucking person ever. Tom Cruise is talking to you. Say something. Say something interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so but you had to have been getting offered at that time leading roles in probably like coming of age, youth, rom-coms, or kind of party movies. You had to have turned down a slew of like leading roles and instead opted to be like in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Well, that was a no-brainer. That was Doug Liman again. He called and said, "You want to be in it?" I was like, yes. Yes. And then another surreal moment was, so I did that movie with just like Brad and Angelina and me in a box in a big stage, like empty stage, where like they have the kind of money where they're like, let's just talk about this for 6 hours. And then we'll get to,
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Amazing. And then we went, Doug Liman flew, they called me and were like, Doug would like to fly you and Vince Vaughn to like a test screening in Long Beach in his little prop plane. Can you meet at Santa Monica Airport? I'm like, yeah. And so did that.
Oh, wow. Again, no fun pinch me moment. Oh, wow. Here I am on an airplane with Vince Vaughn, this guy worshipped.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, ordinarily I'd be scared to die, but I was like, can't happen.
And then when I saw you in Thank You for Smoking, I was like, oh, I think I like this guy. He's taking his capital and this is the choice he's making. I remember just being intrigued by that for whatever that's worth.
That's nice. And you didn't have an adverse reaction, let me ask you, to me in the OC being, because I know some very funny actor friends who I've since become friends with and like me very much. I went in there I didn't have an improv background. I wasn't improving up a storm. It was very easy to take a melodrama and puncture it with some humor. Very easy. A little sarcasm here goes a long way when everyone's serious. But then, like, word got around that, like, this kid's hilarious. This kid's Mr. Improv's coming in here and is just a comedian. And I know some of my friends, before they knew me, kind of chafed at that, rightly so. And did you have that reaction?
I can tell you the only reason I didn't was that was that 2006?
It's like 2003 to 2007.
So that was when I was getting all my opportunities. So I was like the lead of Let's Go to Prison at the time. I had just done Idiocracy. I was about to do Employee of the Month. I felt so filled up.
Yeah.
But had I thought I missed the opportunity because the guy from the OC got to do it and I'm a groundling, what the fuck? It would have drove me crazy. But I was feeling myself. So I wasn't so threatened. I'm sure if it had come out like 3 years later in my lull, I would have been like, what is happening? Why does this guy... Okay, but we just have to talk about one other role of yours before your movie, which is House of Lies. Well, let me just set up that House of Lies was a show on Showtime that had Don Cheadle and my wife, Kristen. They were the leads of that show. And then, so hit me with your experience on that show.
Well, I played, it's funny character. I played an heir and new boss of like a dildo fortune, the biggest dildo company. And we filmed at a real dildo factory, which was a trip.
Yeah, they sent everyone home with a bunch of dildos. All right. I mean, Kristen,
not me, but
Kristen came home with like a gift bag.
But we had, if I can talk about our love scene.
That's exactly what I hope you'll talk about. Yeah.
So this is with your first daughter. Kristen is like 8 months pregnant.
I think later.
Honestly, did she go on working?
I think she was 9 months pregnant.
I mean, yeah, about as pregnant as you can be. And we have a sex scene where we like break up during. And she's on top of me the only way you can be, and it was pretty weird because like your child is on my stomach. I mean, very truly like on my stomach.
Yeah, they're like trying to shoot around the fact that she's 100 months pregnant. And then now you guys have this fucking scene. When I first talked to you about it, you said I described that as my only three-way on camera.
Yeah.
There was three of us very much in that.
It was, but I'll tell you the more awkward part, quite honestly. It didn't even involve your wife. So we shoot the close-ups, the three of us. And then, and then for the wide shot, they bring out her like, I don't know, 21-year-old stand-in.
Body double, right?
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't her stand-in, just a body double. And this other girl has pasties, has to sit on me. We're like trying to avoid eye contact, you know what I mean? As she's like very awkwardly, just slowly kind of gyrating for the wide shot. And we're both like, hi, nice to meet you.
Oh my God.
That was actually kind of brutal for both of us.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought up that part of it because, when you have love scenes, it's awkward for everyone, but you at least go, well, my scene partner is very incentivized for this. She's in an awkward position too, but then the reward is she'll be in this scene and hopefully it looks beautiful and blah, 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 blah. There's almost no reward for the body double. So like you feel like this is a bad scenario.
Yeah. Well, also like, You have no rapport. You don't know them. They're not allowed to speak.
Right.
Like on camera. So it's like...
Because they'd have to pay them just so people know. Then they'd have to bump them up to another bracket in the union.
And also, it's just not Kristen's voice or whoever they're doing. It's not disrespect. It's just like, technically, we need you to be completely silent. And also, they're often not actors or certainly not the same caliber most of the time. It's just unfortunate. But I mean,
she was just from Crafty.
I'm a gentleman, but I think of myself as one. But still, it wasn't fun.
Okay, great. I just want to talk about chips for a second from my perspective. As Monica said, you're probably the best thing in chips. And this is a sincere compliment. It's not because you're here, and I think I've already told you this, but you're the funnest actor I've ever directed.
Wow.
And there was so many good people in Hit and Run, and there were so many good people in Chips. Isaiah Whitlock was really fun to direct as well. But aside from that, I had so much fun working with you because you were perfect at getting the written thing out. You would always be great in 1 or 2 takes. And then we had time on our hand. And then you and I together had this great rapport where I would scream kind of maybe what I would have improv'd in your situation. And then you would somehow immediately put that through your filter. And then you would make it this other thing. And every time I was elated, like I was just watching it in a movie, where I would get lost in watching you do your thing, and it just would be fun. It would be like if there was no time constraint, I would have probably just had you do those scenes for 5 or 6 hours because it was so fun to watch.
Well, that's quite the compliment. I was like, please, let's make this as funny as it can be. I'll do anything you want to say. And I'm not always like that. I mean, I'm always down to try a joke unless I think it's like too crass or something. But in general, I'm not like, I trust the director implicitly and just whatever you tell, that's crazy. Like,
yeah. They're wrong sometimes.
yeah. It depends on the director and depends what we're doing. Sometimes it's all about defense, But no, man, I just wanted you to help me make it as funny as it could be, and it was a blast. I just really appreciate that.
I remember at that time, because I thought I was very much on a trajectory where I would go on to direct 10 more movies, and I remember calling Kevin and just being like, I'm so in love with him. I want to do something where he and I get to fuck around like that for the bulk of the shoot.
Well, don't write that trajectory off yet.
Okay. Tell me about Kid Detective. First of all, I watched a trailer today. I have not seen the movie. It truly looks fucking awesome. It's the exact kind of role I want to see you in, which is like apathetic. I think you're a perfect candidate for apathy and then getting triggered to be re-engaged. So how did you come across this? You clearly were part of putting it together and getting it made.
This was a
how
long
did that
process? My good friend now, didn't know him at the time, approached me in like 2012 at Sundance and was like, hey, I got a movie down the street and I really like it. We should talk. And I'm like, okay. Anyways, I don't know why I gave him my number. And then I checked out his movie that he was very involved with. He didn't direct it per se, but kind of. This movie, The Dirties. He was a producer and a bit of a writer, and it was an editor, and just has his fingerprints all over it. And it's a special movie, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, that's special. And it's a found footage high school comedy that turns into a school shooting.
Oh, wow.
And it does it well. So it's like very daring. Gets very real while being funny, and he's so talented. So then I met him a year later out here. He told me this idea. I liked it a lot. Shared with me 6 months later the first act, and he was like, I don't know where it should go. We talked about that. A year later, sent me the script. It was like, it's amazing. And then tweaked it a little, but it was just like very meticulous and great. Evan Morgan is his name, and the writing is fan-fucking-tastic. And so anyways, that's why I tried to get this made for 5 years, because he's so talented. And the script is so good. And the detective genre particularly is a very written genre. It's a screenplay. And so you can really appreciate it on the page. And also his language, without aping any of these and being very much his own thing, it's a very heightened, stylized language, a la Coen Brothers, Whit Stillman, Wes Anderson,
I was going to say, just based solely on the trailer, it felt very Wes Anderson adjacent to me. There's like some production design stuff. There's some specificity with when you were a kid detective. Like, there's a very Wes Anderson vibe.
I pitched it as like Rushmore meets Chinatown.
Oh, yes.
And it's not as stylized as Wes Anderson stuff, but it has that heightened reality, otherworldliness, and Anyways, try to get it made for 4 years. You know what it's like trying to get a movie made and when you're the star and it's like hard to get something greenlit. And the problem is there's a lot of other parts and none of them are for anyone like to be famous in. So it's such a journey that I kind of thought, oh, it's not happening. Finally, the money just came through. Telefilm, the Canadian, because it's I'm the only American in the movie. So Telefilm gave us some money, and then that opened the door to get money from elsewhere. We got it made. I couldn't believe it was so surreal to be on set going, I can't believe this movie's real, because I've tried to get other things made, and this is the first one that was a long journey that actually happened. It's also like, it's funny because I had 4 years to think about it, and then all of a sudden we're going on a low budget in 2 weeks, and we're like, okay, what does he look like? Fuck, I don't know. You still got to make all these huge creative decisions in like a minute. It's been that way with this movie since we made it, because we filmed it in October last year, and then all the film festivals were canceled basically. So we got to do a long pre-production of editing and then music. I've been on the phone with them, this whole quarantine. And then at the last second, it's such a weird zombie apocalypse release. So find out, like, ideally we'd like to shop it around or, see, we believe in it. And we're informed that no, Sony has a first look deal and they're buying it. We have to take it and just be happy. And we're like, well, what do they want to do with it? We're like, and we hear like, well, we can't ask. It's just theirs. Just shut up. Like, all right. And I guess it was always the case. The way we got it financed, we didn't even know, but that was always the case. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll hope for the best. I mean, they have a lot of outlets. They got it for peanuts. They can dump it anywhere, but they're a big company if they want to do something. And so this is like a month ago. Less than 2 weeks before the movie came out. They're like, okay, we're going to go. We're going to be on 850 screens in a week and a half. Cut a trailer in 48 hours. You guys can have input, like call for a note session. We're going to send you some poster ideas and like a rough cut of the trailer, and let's all talk. And we're like, this is amazing. And again, talk about making those decisions super fast. I mean, we only had so much input, but I was expecting the worst. So I was pleasantly surprised when they sent us the first trailer, when they sent us the
trailer's fantastic.
And then I'm here doing press. Reviews have been awesome. And
that's
very
great.
Satisfying that I made this movie. It kind of goes for broke. Like when you see it, it doesn't play it safe. Like there's some strong choices. And by and large, it seems to be connecting with the majority of people. And it's very, very satisfying and happy to talk about.
It has a VOD release.
It will. It's on a bunch of theaters. For me, it's like, I'd like people to see it in the theaters, of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can take these reviews and take some of the awareness, and it gives it better placement when it comes to Apple or whatever it does.
Is it at ArcLight?
No, because I don't think those theaters are open yet. I know it's in Thousand Oaks.
I was going to say, maybe I'll mask up. No one will be there.
No one will be there.
I'm so missing. I haven't seen a movie in the theater in 9 months or something.
I mean, I will send you a link. And I love this movie, man. So for what it's worth, like, it's my favorite thing I've ever done.
No shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That's wonderful.
Partly it's my investment in it, but partly it's like my friend. I think he's so talented. He like wrote it for me, knowing what I could do. If I can do anything, it is this. You know what I mean? This is me on my A game, like, in
it's
my
a bullseye.
spot. And I'm just, it gets very dark, and I think deals with some subject matter in a very interesting, weighted way. And at the same time is also great escapism, and still, despite some brutality in it, is a happy place for me because it's this heightened world and most of it's a comedy.
Well, from the couple things I've made, my favorite thing is comedy and violence and scary. I want all of it in one movie.
Yeah, me too.
The premise is you were a kid detective phenom, right? You were like a gumshoe child.
Yeah.
And then now you're your age. Are you a principal of a school or something?
No,
or a teacher?
I don't work at the school. I'm doing the same thing. I'm still a detective, but like for $5, I'll try and find your cat. And there was a kidnapping. My 13-year-old secretary got kidnapped when I was like 12. And I couldn't solve that. That has weighted on me a lot. And in a way, you see the town 20 years later, what was this like gleaming Leave It to Beaver town.
Yeah, very Pleasantville when the flashback stuff.
Yes, has now fallen on harder times as well as the character. And he gets a shot at redemption when a teenage girl comes in and says, my boyfriend was murdered. It works on a lot of levels, and it's one of those scripts. I don't want to like necessarily oversell it, but I will say this. 90% of scripts I read, even if I like them at first, then you get the job and then you start reading it again. And that luster wears off and you start seeing the holes more and the deficiencies. And with this, for me, and I know because I was with it for 5 years and I'd kind of revisit it every year and a half, read it again. like it got better and better. And even on set, I was finding subtext in it I didn't even know was there. And even still, even reading reviews, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to give you this is such a small example and it's not a home run. It's just like a little flavor. But like, I go to this girl, I asked a question, some high school girl, and her mom answers the door smoking and is very like dismissive, and like she's in the basement, and I go down and she has the name Paul written on her head, and she's getting paid by some guy $50 to have his name on her head for a week. And just like kind of odd, like fucked up stuff. And I go, your mom seems nice. And she says, yeah, she's getting to that age where she thinks she's too cool for me. And like, I'm not saying that's like that's not a huge punchline. It's just the script is full of that. Like, oh, it's funny. It's a funny and clever inversion of like the regular way. It also makes sense this is 20 years later, 20 years earlier, the old town, it would have been the regular description of, the kids getting too cool for the parents. But now everything's, up is down and down is up.
So often scripts have all these placeholder characters where they're just literally there to drive exposition. And then when you read stuff for like that moment, that's a real point of view that someone has. That person's not there just to dump some info on you. Someone took the time to give them a point of view.
I love detail. And comedy's good at that because comedy helps with that because it makes most characters funny. They're either the punchline or the straight setup for the punchline. So in general, I think comedy, most characters have something to do.
Yeah. I also think that's a product of getting older and having done it for a while. You're just starving for something either authentic as a point of view or something you've not heard or seen before. You're just dying to have something get your juices flowing.
Yeah. And then sometimes magic happens and you get to do both. You're in a really smart storyteller's world and they gave you something great to do and a lot to chew on. That's the dream.
Well, I'm head over heels in love with you, Adam Brody.
Hey,
Monica,
same.
Are you feeling pretty in
agreed.
love?
Monica doesn't.
I don't lie.
Oh,
I don't know if you listen.
She will not give it up.
In fact, I want to say no because he's encouraging me to say yes.
I normally hear you weigh in a lot more.
No, that's not true.
Yeah. But I guess most people, I listen to a lot of like the doctors and stuff you have on, and I guess that's a little more open for debate. These are my anecdotes of being a 20-year-old actor, which maybe
don't
love spawn
it.
as much discussion.
I'm just sucked in. I was just sucked in.
Like me when I direct him. You were just kind of like watching the show, right?
I was not joking about I'm proud of everyone in Chips, but you really did blow everyone out of the water.
Yeah. It's true.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I've also been the worst thing in things, so, it evens out.
Gotta balance it out.
Your wife also has a very funny role in Chips.
Yeah, very fun
I
for
like
her.
in that.
Yeah. We don't really get to see her be an asshole very often.
Yeah. It's good.
And then, what's funny is, of course, in some of the few reviews I made the mistake of reading were like, so misogynistic, he has her being this one-note bitch. And it's like, no, that was exciting for her. She's never the one-note bitch. Like, she begged me to be the one-note bitch. You fucking assholes. Anywho, Adam Brody, I love you. Kid Detective, I'm genuinely excited to see. Monica and I are going to watch it together.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you'll have to text me, or you have my email when you see it. Until I get that, I know you didn't see it.
And then listen. Well, geez, now I've been given a kind of an ultimatum. Yeah. Again, you're one of the handful of people I wish I saw more often.
Well, let's do that. Love you too, man. And let's work together again someday.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Tell Late Night I love her, miss her too.
Will do.
All right.
Adios.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
This episode is brought to you by ServiceNow. Look, I have my dream job. I get to talk to folks I admire like crazy and ask them virtually any question that I want to. I can't imagine a better way to spend my time. But even dream jobs have some not so dreamy parts, the stuff that gets in the way of the actual work. Now, that's where ServiceNow's AI specialists come in. They don't just tell you what you should do about your busy work. They actually do it, start to finish. Cases closed, requests handled, no extra work for you. So you and your team can focus on what matters most, which for me is, are they obsessed with male bodies on the same level as I am?
They never are.
To learn how to put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com. This episode is brought to you by the new Max original comedy series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. From the world and creators of The Big Bang Theory comes a new comedy series. Stuart Bloom, comic book store owner and lovable underdog, accidentally breaks a device built by Sheldon and Leonard and kicks off a full-blown multiverse Armageddon. Now, he's on a mission to put reality back together alongside his girlfriend Denise, a geologist named Bert, and physicist Barry Kripke. Along the way, they're running into alternate universe versions of characters you already know and love. Check out the new Max original comedy series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, now streaming exclusively on HBO Max with new episodes Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Subscription required. We are supported by Walden University. You know that feeling when you've been thinking about making a move, going after the degree, the promotion, the thing you keep telling yourself you'll get to someday? Walden University is built for that moment. For over 50 years, Walden has helped working professionals get the W, the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to create real change in their careers and communities. Their programs are designed around your life, not the other way around. With Tempo Learning available in select programs, there are no rigid schedules or set weekly deadlines. You move at your own pace. And Walden's faculty aren't just academics. They're practitioners who bring real-world experience into everything they teach. From your first class to career coaching and beyond, Walden is your partner the whole way. Take the first step and learn at a pace that works for you. Visit waldenu.edu. Walden University. Set a course for change. Certified to operate by Chev.
Triple shot half calf oat milk 2 pumps extra foam. Your coffee order might be getting a little complicated. Your toothpaste doesn't have to be. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste keeps it simple with a powerful ingredient that works hard for you. Baking soda. That's why it's the #1 dentist recommended baking soda toothpaste. As you brush, the baking soda particles dissolve to help break down plaque and stains for a whiter smile. So your teeth can feel clean, look bright, and make brushing a no-brainer. Try Arm & Hammer toothpaste. Simple, powerful, clean.
And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman. Adam Brody. Brody. His name is Adam Brody.
He was fun.
Oh, what a cutie pie.
Very cute. I came in a little late, so I missed the very beginning, which he was really waxing on about his knowledge on, what's his name? The propulsion guy.
Oh, yes. Strange Angel.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, he really retained a lot of that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew me away.
I know. I like it when people have a niche.
Yeah. He really is encyclopedic.
Well, I also think it's interesting because, this guy, what's his name?
Yeah. Parsons.
Jack Parsons.
I think Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons
has come up in multiple episodes,
Yeah.
which is so odd that some people just make their way around.
He did a much better job of painting the picture of how bizarre he was.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just kind of mention that he blew himself up. Sometimes I'm interested in that, or that he was into the occult. But he had like a full...
He came up in the Beastie Boys conversation, remember? Because
JPL,
Yeah.
Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Adam had been there.
Right.
Oh my God, Adam. Ding, ding, ding.
Dingles.
All the Adams love Jack
JPL.
Parsons.
Yeah. So JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Speaking of high tech.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, dingles. I got to tell you again about another Delta faucet.
More?
I've probably already blown your mind to the point of...
I didn't know there could possibly be more.
It doesn't stop.
Oh my God.
Again, I know, look, they're a sponsor, but it's laughable how much technology that they've come up with that you would have never even thought to question.
Yeah.
Here's something I just took as fact.
Okay.
When you wash your dishes, there's going to get splatter all over. Your shirt's going to get wet.
Yeah.
The counter's going to get wet. Splatter is a fact of doing your dishes.
Yep, I hate it.
I've got news for you. It's not a fact of doing your dishes anymore. Delta created this shield spray technology, okay? And it prevents splashing. On average, it has 90% less spatter than the standard spray. And
90%?
90% less splatter. And it's just activated by a button. And here's what happens. It's got a concentrated jet, right, that powers away all the messes. It sprays it off. But then this shield of water around that jet contains all the splatter
Oh my God.
when you're washing dishes.
These guys are wizards.
Honestly, when you look at a picture of the Shield spray faucet, it has this amazing orb around the jet. It's like a force field.
Oh my God.
You won't believe it. You're just so used to getting spray and splatter everywhere that it almost feels like, is this not on? Because I should be getting doused everywhere.
Oh my God. Delta did it again.
They did it again, and I think they're like one step away from just, you'll never even think about your dishes again or anything.
Do you think they're Gryffindor?
I think they might be Gryffindor.
I do too.
Delta Faucets is Gryffindor. I mean, between the glass jet sprayer,
Oh my God.
the retractable hose in my bathroom sink,
and the voice activation.
and the voice activated.
Oh my God. And now the bubble.
And now you don't have to get spray or splatter anywhere.
Wow.
Well done, Delta.
Well done. I'm so happy your daughter's named after these faucets.
Me too. I also think they would have definitely hired Jack Parsons to work on their design team.
Definitely.
He would have blown some stuff up. Maybe that's the next step, is that they just explode all the stuff off your dishes and there's no water at all. It'd be great that'd be interesting if they converted to an explosives company. Ooh. I like the beginning of Disciplines because you get a lot of rowdy characters. Like once it becomes something that's taught in a college, then it kind of homogenizes the group.
True.
But when you just got to like find a guy who's good at blowing shit up, which is what Jack Parsons was good at.
Yeah.
It just makes for a more colorful history. I think the beginning of all these things are the most colorful.
Well, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, no. Triple ding?
People who are at the beginning of starting Disciplines, Frank Lloyd Wright.
Okay. Well, but he's 3,000 years into architecture.
But he is a huge pillar of architecture.
Yes, big time.
And a lot of people have derived their stuff from him.
Yeah.
So his son, Lloyd Wright, was the,
Architect of the Mayan house?
it's called the John Soden House.
Oh, okay.
It's called the John Soden House, also known as the Jaws House or the Franklin House. Yeah, and it was the Black Dahlia House.
Oh, maybe the Mayan house is a different house altogether. Anywho. So his son, though, was the architect.
Lloyd Wright, eldest son of Frank Lloyd Wright.
Tough shoes to fill. To go into architecture,
I know, but he did it.
he succeeded.
And then
We're still
someone
talking.
was killed there.
Yeah, fortunately, for his
Good for him.
to keep him in history.
And also, so he was telling us about the book My Dark Places, which is like virtually the exact same story. It's so strange.
Is it not?
It's not
It's
him.
not the detective.
No, I'm going to read a little bit
Okay,
about it.
do a little reading.
Okay. Geneva Elroy's strangled body was found by a roadside in El Monte, California. She was found by children in Babe Ruth baseball and their coaches on June 22nd, 1958. The road lay beside the playing field at Arroyo High School. I feel like I know that high school.
I don't.
It's somewhere here.
Okay.
Officers from the El Monte City Police Department handed over the investigation to the LA Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. They chased down leads gathered from the scene and from anonymous tips sent in by area citizens. Newspaper accounts about the murder were scarce, as well as the television news accounts. There were 3 murders that had occurred in El Monte in 1956 by that time, and all had been resolved very quickly. After all the leads went dry, the case was eventually abandoned and never solved. The murder of Geneva Elroy, who was more commonly called Jean, later contributed to her son's fascination with another unsolved murder in Los Angeles, the January 15th, 1947 murder of Elizabeth Short. The killing, later called the Black Dahlia case, had some similarities to Jean Elroy's murder. Both had been body dumped by the roadside to be found by passerby. In his book, Elroy describes the discovery of his mother's body as a classic late-night body dump. Yeesh, that's not a good phrase.
Well, to be able to add the word classic,
Classic.
meaning that it's happened throughout history. Yeah. Well, it's a good old-fashioned roadside body dump.
Jean Elroy's murder would not be remembered because it lacked the media attention that followed the Dahlia murder. Elizabeth Short's body was found cut in half, and the newspaper accounts which described Short as a beautiful Hollywood aspiring starlet drew more interest and attention, including Elroy's.
Bisected.
Wait. In The Black Dahlia, Elroy created a fictional story around the murder of Elizabeth Short. In My Dark Places, Elroy writes a true crime memoir chasing down the facts of his mother's murder as a cold case. Huh.
if I'm understanding this correctly, which is so interesting, level of coincidence. So it sounds like the son of one of the victims turned out to be a detective, and it sounds like the son of the murderer turned out to be a detective. That's the difference, right? One person wrote a book about investigating their mother's murder.
Yeah.
And the other guy investigated his own father to exonerate him, but discovered he was the murderer. So what are the odds that both, well, no, I guess it's high odds. If like your mother was killed, yeah, you probably go into law enforcement. As people whose parents die of cancer go into oncology or whatever.
Well, he didn't go. Did he go into law enforcement?
Well, didn't that guy say that the writer of the book was a detective, an LA detective, and then wrote a book?
I don't think he's a detective.
Oh my God, we know less now than we knew.
You didn't listen to my Wikipedia story very well.
I did.
Okay, let's
But when Adam brought it up, he was referencing a detective who wrote a book, I thought, which is why we're now talking about it. None of us have the time to figure this out.
He's a detective.
Okay,
This one.
he's just
The
a-
other one was the guy who exposed the Black Dahlia murder. His dad was a detective.
Yes, he was a very decorated LA detective. And LA in this case stands for Louisiana.
No.
Los Angeles.
Yes.
Yes.
Living your best life means being extra where it counts and skipping the extra where you don't need it. Like in your cleaning products. That's where Seventh Generation comes in. Their bio-based cleaning power delivers a powerful clean with nothing extra in the bottle. Need a dish soap that cuts through the tough grease? A detergent that tackles the worst stains and odors? Seventh Generation handles it all without any dyes or artificial fragrances. Real clean doesn't have to come with a long list of add-ons. Upgrade to a powerful clean without anything extra. Look for Seventh Generation dish soap and laundry detergent wherever you shop for your cleaning products.
I have bad news for you.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry about this.
Tell me.
Down the hatch and out the statch is taken on.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, people are embracing it.
Yeah. Great. Oh, I thought it was funny. He said he talks to himself.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do you talk to yourself?
I don't think I don't talk to myself, but it's not something that I like. Like, it sounds like he does it quite a bit. I'd love to have a camera in his house to hear him talk to himself. Yeah, so I don't think so. I have.
I feel like you would.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Well, you said we were talking yesterday about my penchant to embarrass myself in the mirror.
Yes.
Drive myself to embarrassment.
Yeah.
And then you said you don't do that, but you do get embarrassed in your apartment, and it's generally when you're talking out loud, right?
Yeah, talking to myself or singing.
Yeah, more, but not in front of the mirror, just more like moving through life.
Correct.
And you'll start laughing at yourself.
Yeah. Or I'll just think, I'm glad no one's here.
Right. That's the moment you're looking for.
Yeah.
In the mirror, for me, at least.
I really want to see some of those faces. I mean, you make crazy faces, so I can't imagine.
It would be insufferable for you because the things that make you uncomfortable when I'm doing characters, they're like a 2 out of where I go in the mirror to a 10.
I would love to see it.
Like this is a common voice, like, like really annoying, gross voice.
I mean, Jess does that voice all the time.
Yeah, I'm always impressed with Jess's confidence in doing that. It's mind blowing because he does several of the things in public that make me break in the mirror.
Oh, interesting.
So you got to applaud that confidence, don't you? The commitment.
Sure do.
Yeah,
You
it's
sure do.
impressive.
Oh, Jessica.
Also, the fact that he showed us his butthole, that took so much confidence.
You know what? That is a cliffhanger for Monica and Jess. In our first episode, it's me, you, and him.
Uh-huh.
And we dangle a cliffhanger about the doodad.
Oh, right.
And we say, in the last episode, we'll tell you what that is.
Oh, no.
And then we did not.
We didn't.
No.
Oh, my God. I wouldn't feel ethical about talking about the doodad without him here to make sure that what level of
comfort.
Or
safety.
just what level of detail he wants the doodad to be.
Okay, so it's still a mystery.
It is. But it involves his anus.
Yeah.
That's a hint. And it wasn't Pootie.
It was not
No, it wasn't Pootie.
Fortunately.
And everything's healed. I'll also add that in case I don't want anyone to think he has a permanent doodle. Not doodle.
Doodad.
Doodad. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And we had a lot of fun imagining that the doctor would actually say, well, what you have here is textbook doodad, or in Latin, dudadus daddle.
Doodad is just such a
It is.
funny word. It's like pooty.
It's like pooty, and it's also like, what's the other word I like? Giblets for tiny little poops.
Poop lends itself to a lot of funny words.
It does.
Yeah.
We should move to Germany.
Okay, speaking of pooty, Blues Clues.
Oh, okay.
That is pooty because Blue is a dog, and he makes pooty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Dogs make pooty.
The original pooty story came from
The
a little
puppies.
puppy dog that was making pooty everywhere.
4 or 5 puppy dogs making pooty.
Well, there was definite pooty.
Yeah.
So Blue is a dog,
Uh-huh,
and
he is.
he has clues. And the guy's name is Steve Burns, the original host.
Okay. His character name or the actor's name?
Both.
Oh, wow.
I think he was named
Oh, he
Steve.
went by Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right.
And you wondered if there was a scandal or did he age out?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do some more reading.
Oh, great.
After nearly 6 years and 100 episodes, Burns announced that he would be departing Blues Clues in 2002. 100 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
Wow. According to Johnson, Burns never wanted to become a children's host. He loved kids, but stated he could not make a lifelong career out of it. Burns went on by saying, I knew I wasn't going to be doing children's television all my life, mostly because I refused to lose my hair on a kids' TV show, and it was happening fast.
Okay, that's the thing I'm remembering. It wasn't anything unethical. It's just he was going bald. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the day following the filming of his final episode for the show, he shaved his head, something that he wanted to do for many years, but the show's producers would not allow it. On the FAQ section of his webpage, when asked why he shaved his head and if he had been trying to make a statement, Burns replied, yes, the statement is, we have male pattern baldness.
Good for Steve.
Burns' departure caused a resurface of the rumors that had circulated about him since 1998.
Okay.
Burns replied, the rumor mill surrounding me has always been really strange. Some of these claims included death from a heroin overdose,
Okay.
being killed in a car accident, and like what was rumored to have happened to Paul McCartney in 1996, him having been replaced with a lookalike. Oh, that's weird. Yeah. After Burns' departure, the Blues Clues actor was then replaced by Donovan Patton as Steve's younger brother, Joe. Could have been you.
Good. Yeah. I guess that's who I was reading for, Joe.
Burns made an appearance on the Rosie O'Donnell show to dispute these rumors, and he and co-creator Angela Santomero appeared on the Today Show to help concerned parents extinguish the fears of kids who may have heard these rumors. Oh, Steve.
Poor Steve.
He's been through the ringer.
Yeah.
Almost replaced by Dax Shepard.
Could have been. Then I would have had to shave my head.
You would have used Hymns for Men.
Yeah. In fact, well, I was just about to start using Hymns for Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the punk pilot where I discovered that I was
Balding.
on the wrong trajectory. Yeah. I discovered I was bald.
Right. Thank you. Somebody else almost got Blues Clues.
I know.
I think like 2 other people
Well,
almost got Blues Clues.
I think the thing Bateman and I share is that we both were almost can you hear me now guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Like I had gone on a call back for it and then a second call back for it. And I think he did as well.
Oh.
Yeah. But was it boy, it couldn't have been,
I forget who it was.
but you're right.
You know what? We're going to have to go back and listen to all the episodes.
Yeah. We'll see you in 600 hours.
Okay, so Adam's MTV show was called Undressed. He couldn't remember the name, but it's called Undressed.
Couldn't remember the name.
Also, he mentioned that Johnny Depp was the exception who worked again after 90210. I
Well,
do not remember.
He wasn't on 90210, but he was on 21 Jump Street, which was also a teen show that
yeah,
he
but
shouldn't have
then
been
when I
able-
Googled Johnny Depp 90210, it came up.
Saying what? I mean, I very much think he was referencing being the lead of a very popular teen show, 21 Jumpy.
Beverly Hills 90210, which introduced Johnny Depp and Beverly Hills 90210, a primetime soap opera in the fictional West Beverly Hills school. I mean, this is according to Britannica.
Well, we could go to IMDb and see if he has any credit for 90210. I'll do it now. I do know the origin of Johnny Depp's acting, which is really a good, fascinating Hollywood story. Yeah, he wasn't on 90210 because he was on 21 Jump Street from 87 to 1990. And then Edward Scissorhands is his next movie. So he's definitely not going back.
Okay. Do some scrolling. Just double.
No, I did.
Okay.
So I can read them all to you. You ready?
No. Wow.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Dummies, Private Resort, Lady Blue, RPG, Slow Burn, Platoon, Hotel, RPG 2, Cry Baby, then 21 Jump Street, then Edward Scissorhands.
Okay.
All right, so you ready for the fun Hollywood story?
Yeah.
So apparently, he was a musician, and Nick Cage befriended him. They were buddies.
Okay.
And I want to say that they were even in a park. For some reason, I have this notion that they were in a parking garage and they were daring each other to hang off the side and then climb back up. And then on this evening, Johnny Depp was having some financial issues as a struggling musician. And Nick Cage said, "You should be an actor. I'll introduce you to my agent." And that's how he got into acting.
Wow.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage, one of his other contributions to film and television.
Yeah. Wow.
Unsung hero.
He was right. He should have been an actor.
He was damn right.
God, he's so good.
He's so right.
He's so right. He's so mysterious.
Nick Cage or Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah. I'm nervous talking about him now.
Why?
Because didn't he have some allegations? And I don't know. There's something sticky there.
Oh. He's still an actor.
Jonathan Depp?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he is still an actor.
Yeah.
What was he in recently?
I don't know. I just mean like we can talk about him as an actor because he is one.
yes. I'm just, anytime someone has been associated with any kind of
You want to...
abuse,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh my God, I love him. And then people write
course.
like, how could you love him? He's an animal. I don't even know anything about what I'm saying. I just know that in my head, I got a little bit of a red flag, like, oh, be careful. I think there's some weird.
Okay. So we're not saying anything about his personal...
No, I have no opinion. Other than I did bring up the other day that he got arrested in Australia, I believe, for bringing his dog in.
He's come up a few times lately.
Yeah.
Whoa, Bader Meinhof.
Johnny Depp just texted you?
Frequency illusion.
What?
No, I was just about to give a fact about Kristen, and Kristen texted me.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to know what she said?
Yeah.
Because I said, what are you doing during the day today? Because I know she's off. I said, want to play spades with me and Matt and Laura? We can do rotations if Dax wants to play. And then she said, hey, sorry, just seeing this. I'd love to play spades. Dax and I plan to catch up on Ratchet, but let me check with him when he gets home.
Uh-huh. I was curious to see how that was going to unfold because we did have a Ratchet scheduled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Sounds like she got it all in. She'd love to play, and she had a prior commitment of Ratchet, and let's see how it all unfolds.
Great. The fact about her is how late did she go on House of Lies? She wrapped 11 days before giving birth.
Okay, so pretty darn
so all
pregnant.
the way
Yeah.
to the very, very tippy top end.
Three-way. Funny joke. I'm sure some people didn't like it, but it's very funny.
I think it's very funny. That's all for the Brody.
Oh, okay. Well, sure love Adam Brody. Made me miss him.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with him.
Do it.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
I love you. Bye.